Hey guys, what's going on? I'm the Caveman here again for Paleo Problem Long Island, I'm Caveman.com. And today's question is, can a genetic disorder be beneficial?
I'm the Caveman.
And the answer is, kind of. So, in the individual who is suffering from that genetic disorder, probably not. However, there is a reason why these traits continue to persist. So, quick little rundown, some basic genetics. Essentially, you get your genes from mom and dad, right? So, your parents can be either homozygous or heterozygous. And what that essentially means is, super simplified, if there is a big A and a little a for the gene, so there is the wild type or normal, and the mutant gene, big A being the wild type, little a being the mutant type. If mom and dad are both homozygous for the wild type, you are going to be the wild type. If dad is homozygous for the wild type and mom is homozygous for the mutant type, you're going to end up as heterozygous. You're going to have one big A, one little a. Where things start to get squirrely is when we start talking about two heterozygotes meeting together. One big A, one little a on both parents. Then you can get a whole range of potential outcomes. But moving past that for a second, if we have an individual who is experiencing a genetic disorder, more often than not we're looking at somebody who is homozygous for the mutant type, for the incorrect genes. Now, somebody that is homozygous for the normal type, for the wild type, they're going to be healthy. Now, genes, mutations can be either beneficial, detrimental, or they can have no effect. Using that black and white example, if something is exclusively deleterious, it only causes negative effects, then over time, natural selection will go and pull it out of circulation. It will no longer be a thing. Yet we see a lot of genetic disorders that persist, despite not seeming to have a beneficial effect. The solution to that paradox is something known as the heterozygote advantage. Essentially, you present with some kind of advantage that gives you a benefit over being exclusively wild type or exclusively mutant. The most famous example of this is sickle cell anemia. If you have both mutant types, you're probably not going to make it that long. If, however, you are a heterozygote and you have both genes, you are going to be conferred an advantage of resistance against developing malaria. We see a similar situation regarding malaria with beta thalassemia. Now, there are other conditions as well. Things like hemochromatosis, cystic fibrosis, Tay-Sachs, they may confer benefits against tuberculosis. Things like PKU may potentially help with spontaneous abortions in individuals who are exposed to mycotoxins. That's potentially why it's commonly seen in places like Ireland and Scotland, as they regularly went through famines and were exposed to moldy bread. Things like BRCA1 and BRCA2 that can increase susceptibility to the development of breast cancer may confer benefit in both increased fertility and resistance to infection, and even disorders like celiac, which is an overreactive response to the gluten protein found in some grains, may confer a benefit to pathogenic infection. So, because the immune system is heightened, you're actually able to fight that infection off better. So making all this super interesting is that if you are the mutant type, you are going to be at an explicit disadvantage. If you are the wild type, you're not going to have as much of an advantage. However, if you are the heterozygote, you have both genes, you may actually be a lot better off. So your biggest takeaways, and I understand this one was a bit convoluted, the biggest takeaway is that while these disorders seem to be exclusively detrimental, they are only a bad thing, they had a purpose. The reason why they persist in society is because they did provide individuals with an advantage to be here today. So while it's easy to say that nature is a cruel mistress and these things are a terrible situation, they did provide some benefit. Hopefully this helped you out, probably just confused you, but either way, you know what to do. Like and subscribe down below, share it with your friends, head over to Instagram and Twitter and follow me at MikeTheCaveman, over on Facebook at Paleo Problem Long Island, and of course over on MikeTheCaveman.com. That being said, have a wonderful rest of your day. Don't let your genes control you, and I'll see you tomorrow. The corticosteroids are a class of steroids that are referred to as pathogenic.
I'm the Caveman.
Now,